of 6 games or more. When they get this done, they'll try to go 7-0 on it. They're doing some unthinkable things. The pitch, a swing and a miss, a high fastball. It's 2-1. We're back on YouTube. Our connection here took a dive again. But back on just in time, hopefully, for this final out. And the 2-1. Swing, and it's beaten foul over by the Revs' third base dugout. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the 9th. 10-5 the lead. Magrane will take his time, methodically getting himself set while he waits for Ford to climb back in. 2-2. And he's ready. He kicks, he fires, and a line drive up the middle, base hit over toward right center. Magrane had to flinch on that one, coming back hot. Now Ford keeps the game alive. 2-out single. Jared James to the plate. The Bees with their 9th base hit. Again, Lancaster leading in Sugar Land 8-0 in the 8th. Magrane with the pitch. Foul tip, back to the netting. James swinging, it's 0-1. He is 0 for 4 tonight. It got a little hairy in the 7th. He drove in a run on a fielder's choice, and the Revs failed to get an out. Call at the plate was safe. They were not in agreement on that. Made it 7-5 with the big boys coming up, but Cabral helped them get out of it. Here's the 0-1. That's down and in. Well, Mitch Atkins tonight, he is an out away from being the Revs' first to 7 wins. To win his 6th in a row. 1-1. Swinging a line drive, center field, right at Justin Trapp. He squeezes. Game over, and the Revs win 10-5. Here at New Britain tonight, 11 in a row on the road. Are you kidding me? 7 straight overall, and it's a 17-5 start to the second half. Continuing the very best start to any half in Revs history by a wide margin. And they are just a few outs away in Texas from going up 3 games in the standings for the first time since late in 2017. 51-40 overall. And they have just won their 14th series in the last 15. 38-10 since June 10th, and a 17-5 second half record. It is also their 7th straight overall win. They will try to tie a franchise record of 8 straight wins tomorrow for the second time since early July. And they will go for a sweep and a perfect road trip. They are now 6-0 on this one. They had not had a 6-win road trip since 2015, and they now have 2 in a row. And they win tonight here at New Britain, a 10-5 final score. Enjoy it, savor it. This is record-setting stuff. And I don't know when we will ever see these types of winning streaks one after another ever again. This is just amazing. Now a 10-5 final tonight. Mitch Atkins, the Revs' first to 7 wins this season. It is his 6th in a row. Revs win 8 of his last 9 starts now, and it wasn't his cleanest tonight, but he finished strong. 4 home runs, including 3 in the 5th inning, powering the offense in a 10-5 final here tonight. That is your final score. 10-5, Revs win it. Stay tuned. Post-game show is coming up next.
The York County Solid Waste Authority turns up the heat every day, on your garbage, that is. Advanced waste-to-energy technology is used to burn garbage at 1,800 degrees Fahrenheit in environmentally controlled combustion units. This reduces air emissions and produces electricity, enough to power 20,000 homes every minute of every day. Visit www.ycswa.com to learn more. In York County, garbage is power.
The 1741 Club is here. You in? People's Bank Park introduces a revolution in hospitality in York. The 1741 Club, presented by UPMC. Now open on the skybox level of People's Bank Park, the 1741 Club features stylish design and contemporary decor, all-inclusive food and beverages, and totally flexible ticket purchase options. The hottest spot in York is the place to entertain and thank customers, reward employees, celebrate family occasions, or simply treat yourself to an all-inclusive experience at the ballpark. Nightly menus include enhanced classics and a rotation of special offerings, and house selections of draft beer and wine and a full range of non-alcoholic beverages are included in the ticket price. 1741 Club tickets are available for individual purchase through 3 levels of membership or as season tickets, and they can be used for any of the York Revolution's home games based on availability. The 1741 Club, presented by UPMC. You in? Details and pricing at 1741club.com.
Hey, this is Telvin Nash. You're listening to York Revolution Baseball on the home of the Revs Sports Radio 98.9 FM and 1350 WOYK. First in York, first in sports. Let's go Revs.
Revs win again. 10-5 is the final tonight. We welcome you to the post-game show. Daryl Henry back with you from New Britain. And first, it is 10 o'clock. Let's pause for station identification here on Revolution Radio.
Same station, new frequency. Sports Radio 98.9 FM and 1350 WOYK, York.
The Revs improved to 6-0 on this current road trip. 7 straight wins overall. Again, tomorrow they'll try to tie that team record for the second time in a month, going for an 8th straight win. 17-5 in the second half, and they are hopefully just a short time away down in Texas from being 3 games up in the Freedom Division second half standings. They've won 14 of the last 15 series. 38-10 since June 10th, 26-6 since that last 8-game winning streak began back on June 25th. And overall, 51-40. 11 straight on the road, adding to that record, which has been obliterated here recently. And on the road overall, now 27-19. New Britain, meanwhile, falls to 7-14 in the second half, having dropped 4 straight, 7 of 9. Overall, they are now 42-48, and the Revs have won 10 of the last 11 against them head-to-head. We recap things tonight. York was down early. Jonathan Galvez, a home run to left field in the bottom of the first off Mitch Atkins for a 1-0 New Britain lead. But in the second, the Revs would jump right in front. This was against Corey Reardon, throwing knuckleballs due to injury. And coming off the game where the Revs scored 19 at home against them on Sunday, with Melky Mesa hitting 3 home runs. In the second, it was Melky opening the scoring for York with yet another home run, a 2-run shot to left, made it 2-1 York. In the top of the second inning, Franco had doubled, scored on that home run. New Britain, though, they were hanging tough for Reardon, maybe inspired by what he's doing. And in the bottom of the second, tied it up. Logan Moore, home run to right. Solo shot made it 2-2. But the Revs right back on top in the third. Walks to Nina and Nash with 1 out. And Tejeda roping an RBI single to left center made it 3-2. New Britain took one last lead, however, in the bottom of the third inning. Rando Moreno led off with a single, stole second, went to third on a throwing error by Skelton, and then scored on Darren Ford's RBI infield single, and that tied the game at 3. Ford moved up on a grounder, stole third, and that put him in position to score on Galvez sac fly to right. New Britain leading 4-3 at that point, but Atkins allowed nothing else in 6 innings. Final 3 innings were scoreless. He retired 10 of his final 12 batters faced and gets the win. That is his 6th in a row. First on the team to 7 wins this season, and he was the first to 6 on Sunday, and in the following 2 games, Dan Miner and Duke Von Schaman drew even with him, so we'll see if they can do the same these next 2 days, but Atkins, his 7th, improving to 7-4. Revs have won 8 of his last 9 starts. Overall, tonight he goes 6, giving up 4 runs, 6 hits, 2 walks, 3 Ks. And it remained 4-3 New Britain through 4. Reardon had worked the 1-2-3 4th inning, but in the 5th, the Revs, for the 5th time in franchise history and 2nd time in less than 2 months, hit 3 home runs in 1 inning. And prior to this season, they had not done that since 2013, but it was Justin Trapp leading off the 5th. A game-tying homer to left made it 4-4. On his 5th this year, 4 in this park, all 5 against New Britain, and the 50th of his pro career. And then after Reardon got a ground out for the first out, Telvin Nash took him deep off the bottom of the video board structure in left field. That made it 5-4. It was the 200th home run of Nash's pro career, 81 of those with York, and his league-leading 28th this season, as he has homered now in 2 of the last 3 nights and is 6 away from Chris Nowak's single-season Revs record. Tejeda then went yard immediately after. Back-to-back homers, and the Revs went up 6-4. The 4th time in the second half in 21 games that those two have gone back-to-back together. Revs with their 8th set of back-to-back homers this year. Each of the last 4 have been done by those two in tandem in that order. Then in the 6th inning, Dent tripled high off the wall and right, scored on a Skelton RBI single to go up 7-4. New Britain did threaten in the bottom of the 7th inning. Rando Moreno, a leadoff single and a steal. And with 1 out, he went to third on a line out to center. With 1 out, scored on a fielder's choice to first base. Jarrett James bounced it on 1 hop to first. And Tejeda threw home. The throw was in plenty of time to get Moreno, but they said that he had somehow slid around the tag, and that made it 7-5, and it brought the tying run to the plate, Galvez, with only 1 out, and he singled to right, and that was all for Carson. Cabral came in, and for the 2nd straight night, got a huge double play, getting Jason Rogers to hit into a 4-3 double play. And New Britain did not threaten again. That a 7-5 game at the end of 7. The Revs scored twice in the 8th on RBI singles from Nina and a fielder's choice from Tejeda to go up 9-5. And then in the 9th inning, a 2-out RBI double to left center from Skelton. And that provided the 10-5 final. Cabral had worked the 8th inning as well. 1-2-3. He retired all 4 that he faced, accumulating 5 outs. And Jamison McGrain handling a scoreless 9th inning, giving up just a 2-out single. For McGrain, his 5th straight scoreless appearance and 33rd in 38 outings this season. In fact, 33 in the last 37. His first outing of the year, he did get scored upon, but very, very little since. And the Revs win at 10-5 here tonight. That is your recap of how this one played out. 10-5 the final. We'll take a break, check the scores from elsewhere, and wrap things up for you when we come back.
York Revolution Baseball on Sports Radio 98.9 FM and 1350 WOYK. Brought to you by Wolf's Bus Lines, the official transportation provider of the Revs. York Water Company, Penn State York, Wise Markets, by Fast Signs, Reinhardt Food Service, Highmark Blue Shield, Seltzer's Lebanon Bologna, East York Veterinary Center, by Bricker's Famous French Fries and Food, Penn State Hershey Children's Hospital, Brewery Products, Encompass Rehabilitation Hospital of York, Sheets, YMCA of York County, York County Food Bank, and by Martin's Potato Chips.
Remember rushing to the newspaper in the morning to read all about that Revs game from the night before? Yeah, that was a long time ago. We barely remember that too. Sports Radio 1350 is your home for local sports, and we're taking care of that news void in your life. Get your York Revolution game articles delivered right to your inbox every morning, courtesy of WOYK. Simply log on to YorkRevolution.com and click to sign up to receive daily game recaps right to your inbox. Keep up to date every day as the York Revolution go for another Atlantic League title. We're your source for local sports. Sports Radio 1350 WOYK. First in York, first in sports. Catch the Revs all season on Sports Radio 98.9 FM and 1350 WOYK. First in York, first in sports.
Revs win it tonight. 10-5 is your final score. Take a look at our York Mitsubishi out-of-town scoreboard. Lancaster leading at Sugar Land. It is now 8-1. They've gone to the 9th inning. 3 more outs, and the Revs will have a 3-game lead for first place in the Freedom's second half. Everything else final. High Point scored a run in the 10th inning to win 4-3 at Long Island. And Southern Maryland defeats Somerset 5-2. Patriots have now dropped 7 in a row and 11 of the last 12. Daryl Thompson got the win. He is 11-6. Blue Crabs stay 4.5 behind the Revs in third place. In the major leagues here tonight, Ross Detweiler, pretty solid stuff against the Phillies, starting against Aaron Nola tonight. 5 2/3, 2 runs. It was back-to-back homers by Bryce Harper, his former Nationals teammate, and Rhys Hoskins, which was in the 4th inning. But he allowed nothing else and pitched well in that start. I know a lot of Revs fans able to see it, obviously, back home. They were watching while listening to us. We heard from a lot of them tonight. It is now 3-1 Philadelphia going to the bottom of the 8th inning at CBP. Detweiler would be in line for a loss, but he did pitch well in that one. Mets have a 4-3 lead in Pittsburgh. That's in the 9th inning. Doubleheader being played in New York. The Yankees crushed the Red Sox 9-2 in the first game. DJ LeMahieu hit 2 home runs, and Chris Sale lost his mind after being yanked, and it was screaming at the home plate umpire. Red Sox and Yankees tied at 4 in the 7th inning in Game 2. Indians on top of the Angels, 7-2. Actually, that's just gone final. The Twins lead the Royals, also 7-2, but that game only in the 4th inning. Astros, I believe, have just completed a combined no-hitter. I believe it has just gone final, 9-0 over the Mariners at Minute Maid Park. Reds and Braves, 3-3 in the 8th inning in Atlanta. Tigers a 4-2 lead on the Rangers. That's in the 6th. Diamondbacks all over the Nationals, 10-4, 5th inning in the desert. Rockies lead the Giants 5-4 in the 6th inning in the mountains tonight. The A's on top of the Cardinals, 4-0 in the 3rd. The Dodgers lead the Padres 1-0 in the 5th. Walker Buehler already with 9 strikeouts in 4 2/3. Cubs earlier beat the Brewers 4-1. Cole Hamels came back after 5 weeks on the injured list and worked 5 scoreless innings. Rays took care of the Marlins 8-6. Eric Sogard hit 2 home runs and drove in 5. And the Orioles beat the Blue Jays tonight by a final score of 6-4 in Baltimore. That is your York Mitsubishi out-of-town scoreboard here tonight. Final once again in our game, it's the Revs 10, the Bees 5. And the final totals tonight for the Revs, 10 runs, 15 hits. 1 error. They left 9 on base. New Britain, 5 runs, 9 hits, no errors. They leave 6. The win goes to Mitch Atkins, who's now 7-4. And the loss to Corey Reardon, 4-6. Time of the game, 2 hours, 54 minutes, and played in front of 2,365 here at New Britain Stadium tonight. Our Kochman Kunkel Insurance Group player of the game in this one. And I kind of want to go with Justin Trapp again here tonight. It'd be 2 nights in a row for him, but 3 for 6 from the leadoff spot. His average now spiked to .315. And homered again for the second straight night. The home run in the 5th inning tied it and perhaps sparked the Revs to doing a little bit more. Once again, he was fantastic from the leadoff spot. Mays said in the pregame tonight that he was kind of mixing it up based on matchups, but he is going to leave Trapp in there going forward. He's been outstanding. And once again tonight, he is your Kochman Kunkel Insurance Group player of the game. So the Revs will try to make it their first ever 7-win road trip tomorrow, trying to go 7-0 on this thing and sweep another series, and also trying to tie a franchise record for the second time in a month with an 8th straight win. It'll be Dan Miner getting the ball. He's 6-5 with an ERA of 4.42. Right-hander Devin Burke goes for New Britain, 1-4 with an ERA of 4.32. We'll be on at 1:15 for the pregame, a 1:35 first pitch tomorrow. And we will have part 2 of our interview from last night with Dan Miner on tomorrow night's pregame. Hope you can join us then. Until then, Darrell Henry saying so long from New Britain Stadium. Once again, your final score here tonight. It's the Revs 10, the Bees 5, as the Revs win their 7th straight and 11th in a row on the road. Thanks a lot for listening. Enjoy the rest of your night. We'll talk to you tomorrow at 1:15 for the pregame show right here on Sports Radio 98.9 FM and 1350 WOYK.
Thank you for listening to York Revolution Baseball on Sports Radio 98.9 FM and 1350 WOYK. Catch the Revs all season on York's only place for local sports. Tune in 20 minutes before first pitch for a trip to the clubhouse with player interviews and the manager, Mark Mason, every game. Listen throughout the day for the Revs Report and check out 989WOYK.com for highlights and features on York's pro team. York Revolution Baseball all season on Sports Radio 98.9 FM and 1350 WOYK. First in York, first in sports. Now we return to our regularly scheduled programming already in progress on Sports Radio 98.9 FM and 1350 WOYK, York.